Today, I'm going to give you 5 Polyend Tracker first impressions. Freebeat. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Freebeat, where I post new music-related content every single day, so if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Today's patron shoutout goes to Galactic Tapes. Thank you so very much for the support. Let's get started. So I do realize that this video is coming out after the video where we go over the fill function. So because of that, I'm actually not going to talk about the fill function in this video other than mention that it is amazing and I love it. No, I want to bring you 5 other first impressions that I initially had using the Polyend Tracker. By the way, I have been using it for about 3 days or so now. So these are kind of initial thoughts, just initial impressions. First of all, using the arrows to jump around and navigate the screen is amazing. Not having a touch screen and instead relying on hardware buttons to move around. You know, we've got some shortcuts and whatnot. Shift to highlight. Just basically the whole UI with the arrows and the different shortcuts is phenomenal. It works really, really well. The visual feedback is instantaneous. The buttons are nice and clicky. I feel like I can easily fly around these buttons and navigate anywhere I need to as fast as I want, really. Impression number 2 is how well thought out everything is in terms of how your hands want to work with the music. So what I mean by that is these buttons right here, like this row, how they interact with these buttons. So you're very clearly meant to keep your right hand on this side and then your left hand right here. And once you start getting a handle on how those two hands work together, you can fly around this entire machine so fast, it's not even funny. Let me give you an example. Let's load in a sample for our project here. See what I mean? I'm using my right hand for the arrows, and then my left hand for enter to preview a sound. I can also use the wheel instead of the arrows. We'll load that in. Cool. Back. Let's pick some drums. Sure. See how everything works together really, really seamlessly? It seems like such a silly little thing to be excited about, but it is so good. Go back to the pattern. Another one of my favorite shortcuts is just in the right hand, but holding down instrument or one of these buttons, and then using the jog wheel down here with your thumb. Of course, I said I wasn't going to mention fill, but I have to. It's just so good. We can just do basically, whatever we want. 4 on the floor kick drum. Sure, don't mind if I do. Even the pads down here come into play very easily. Number 3, for all of the hardware I own anyway, this is the only device that so easily lets me see all of my tracks and what they are doing with each other. The fact that I can see, like, let's say I've got, I don't know, a melody here. Let's go ahead and load in something. Okay, that's going to be awful, but you get what I'm doing here. Then we can come over here and we could actually play a different melody, right? Now at the top, I can actually see. I can see what the tracks are doing together. Again, that's hot garbage, but I could just have played a chord or something. But you get the idea. You can actually see, like, from an arrangement perspective, what's going on. And that is a very, very powerful thing. Especially when you're like me and you come from the world of more traditional music. I've worked a lot with, like, sheet music where you can see, everybody's parts. You've got everything laid out right in front of you. This is a lot more understandable for me. It's a lot easier to follow. Let's just go ahead and clear all that out. Here we go. My 4th impression is that I never knew how much I wanted to see data for every step on the screen rather than just have like an LED or something like that. And I'm not just talking the note or the instrument, but the effect values as well. So let's go ahead here and, I don't know, fill in something. Let's just fill in some steps here. We'll go, I don't know, E3 to, rip E3. That was the thing. We'll just fill in here. Here we go. So there's our note data and our instrument data, but with effects, I can actually go in and assign effect to whatever step I want, or I can fill for the whole row or just fill for a little bit. We can set chance to trigger. This first note has a 67% chance to trigger. Let's go down to our last note here, this G sharp here. We are going to, on the step right after it, the 16th note, we are going to bend that down. We're going to slide it down, okay? We'll set it extreme so you can hear it. 79. As someone who plays drums and writes drum parts with a lot of intent and a lot of rhyme and reason, a lot of what and why, being able to see every little detail of the song as a piece of data is amazing. I love it so very much. And finally, the fifth thing that I noticed that struck me right off the bat was, it's actually a pair of things, so I'm going to cheat a little bit. The first was the preview feature. So, whatever note I'm on, or whatever step I'm on, actually, I can click preview here and preview it. Or, using shift and select, you can actually preview just a little chunk of whatever you want. Could be one track, could be multiple. See, right now I've got steps 19 through 24 selected on tracks 1 and 2. Now I've just got some steps here on track 2. Amazing. The other thing is how easy it is to name files. And that's any file, by the way, a sample, a project, whatever. You simply save and then auto name. And it will actually come up with a fun collection of words that is just a name for whatever you're saving. This is great when you're, saving a project so you don't wind up with like, I don't know, a classic one for me is the date and then number, the revision. So in the case of this video, 09/27/22/1, and then I make a change, 09/27/22/2, and then you get it? Instead, I could have imported shave, or elite magic, or yielding kettle, or outstanding invention. Let's go outstanding invention. That doesn't sound pretentious at all, does it? There we go. That's saved, just like that. So if you can't tell, I am absolutely loving the Polyend Tracker so far. I think it's a fantastic device, and I can't wait to get to know it a whole heck of a lot better. I hope you're all excited for the journey. Over the next couple weeks, you're probably not going to see as much of the tracker because I do have some other stuff in the works, but this is not going anywhere for a while. We are going to get our mileage out of it. And who knows, I think I'm going to fall in love with it and probably have to get one since I am just loaning this one from Zounds.com, so shout out to them. I'd imagine I'm going to have my hands on one of these for real fairly soon. So I do hope you found this video informative or at least entertaining. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. If not, you can always leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. This is actually the last video I film before I take off on the road trip. So even though by the time you're watching this, the road trip is almost over, I'm very excited right now, leaving in just a couple days. You're all amazing. Thanks again. See you next time. Bye.